Hi, my name is Jamon Hawk, and this is a risk management project plan. My final project for Health Informatics 645, Healthcare Informatics Risk Assessment and Ethics. Project introduction. A risk is any occasion that potentially could keep a project from advancing as arranged or potentially stop it from being completed. Risks are recognized from various distinctive causes. Most are very evident and will be recognized before the project starts, while others may be distinguished amid the development stage, and anybody related with the venture can recognize the risk. Some risks are unavoidable because they will be innate to the task itself, while some risks will be the consequences of outer impact in which the project team have no control over. Now, before I start, I want to get a scenario what this plan is covering. The scenario discusses Dr. T, who had a patient that was simply released from a mental unit that he currently works at and was transferred to a nursing home where he's anticipating assessment from Dr. T. Being this was Dr. T's first time going to the nursing office, he required help finding the patient upon his arrival. Moreover, the mental facility and the nursing office are not on the same system administration framework, and they don't share the same electronic record framework as well. All of the patient imperative data was sent electronically to the nursing office amid transfer. Dr. T was then able to access to a secure unit just with the photo identification, and while he was there, he could get to the patient health records alongside all the progression notes and the synopsis without having to input a username or password to utilize their framework. Upon completion of his visit, Dr. T plans to finish his documentation while there. Not having the capacity to get the EHR, he declares he's opened his dictation through phone to an outsourced translation facility where he utilized overseas, and the dictation was later recorded and presented on a safe web portal. The following day, while at home on his PC, he checks the email. He gets the notification saying that his dictation was accessible, and from his home PC, he signs into the web, looks at the office, looks at the evaluations, and signs everything electronically. So therefore, his office supervisor, it changes the decoded dictation from the web portal at the workspace, spares the documents in the patient record, and sends a new scrambled encrypted report to the nursing facility by means of email. Incapable of opening the archive, the nursing home informs Dr. T that they are required to have an encryption key to open the records. And so within this scenario, I'm going to be identifying some known risks as well as the mitigation plans to solving those risks. Risks and consequences. To the left is the likelihood chart, which the levels which can be depicted as recurrent standards or as for how simple it is for someone to abuse the risk. And to the right, you got the consequent chart, which show the stages that are depicted as far as results for the clients and outcomes for the administration or the specialist co-op. For this situation, I recognize a portion of the risk within the scenario, and for every risk or undesirable occurrence, I pick the most suitable depiction to appraise the result level for the danger. Now, one of the risks that I had mentioned within this scenario was that the patient records were electronic transmitted to the nursing home. Now, the consequences of this could be that no informed consent form was filed, which means the patient was unaware of their files being transmitted, which can result in a lawsuit as well as HIPAA violation, which could be very costly. Risk probability. Risk probability portrays how likely it is for the risk to happen. The likelihood of a risk happening is measured on a percent scale, with 0 being low and 100 being high. Be that as it may, no risk can have a probability percentage of 0 or 100 because it defeats the purpose and the true definition of risk, which is an indeterminate occasion or condition that could possibly happen. Now, in the scenario, there was a lot of risks that I had previously identified, but one of the risks that I'm going to talk about is Dr. T gaining access to the building just by showing the ID badge. Now, this, to me, based on my assumption, carried a high probability because this could happen at any time. And if anybody decides to have an ID badge made, then they too can also gain access to the building. Risk impact. Risk impact depicts the impacts or outcomes the venture will encounter if the risk occasion happens. For any organization, experiencing a risk can have a huge impact on its bottom line. It just won't affect the cash. It might affect the assets within the building, or or even the individuals themselves. And one of the risks that I noticed that Dr. X had did was he used an outsourced translation faculty facility to dictate his assessment, and this should carry a high impact because, as I had mentioned, if the transcriber had interpreted the data wrong, it could be deadly on the off chance that it related to giving a specific measurement of medication to a patient. And not just that, but the privacy of medical information is vulnerable because the inadequate safeguard can lead to PHI vulnerable to breaches. And in addition, with regards to benefit bolsters, dialect hindrance can include time and stress when working with the offshore person to actually try to fix the issues that may come about. Risk priority. Risk priority is a ranking 1 to 5, the risk priority number RPM, of which risk gets dealt with first and so forth. Any risk that have an RPM of 1 is considered top priority and must be handled immediately. Within a scenario, any risk that I distinguish as a HIPAA or Privacy Act infringement was given a risk priority number of 1. Those are the risks with the most astounding effect and also the most astounding likelihood of happening. So in the event that anything happens, managing the PHI or the prosperity of the staff is in danger, it is a high priority and should be managed as needs be. Mitigation responses. Mitigation is the push to decrease death toll and assets by diminishing the effect of catastrophes. The objective of risk reduction is to diminish the hazard to life and assets, which incorporates current structures and future development in the pre- and post-fiasco conditions. These are the 5 risks that I identified and along with the mitigation. One of the risks, records were electronically transmitted to the nursing home. The way you can handle this is that human server information encryption is when, by creating a human server information encryption, and this is when the association change over information into encoded content, therefore making the data incoherent except if a client has an encryption key or a password to unscramble it. This could be a decent alternative for secure elements of occupational connections that frequently deals with electronic PHI and need to guarantee that anyone who is unapproved cannot obtain the information. The other risk was the badge was used as a form ID to access the building. By creating a process that requires a dual verification can diminish risk with regards to lost identification badges. In the event that an identification badge is lost, the security chance is limited in a view of the way that a PIN is required for validation to access a PC and the system. At the point when a representative gets a new identification badge, they can deactivate and shred the old badge, additionally alleviating the risk. The other one was Dr. X used a transcriber to dictate assessment. By creating an interface that puts the interpreted notes into the EMR framework, it likewise puts the information into the right discrete reportable information field and satisfies its prerequisites. The 4th one was Dr. T entered the patient charts from home. 2 ways that I mitigated this one. I said he could purchase a VPN, which is a virtual private network. It anchors home PCs, web association with the assurance that all of the information that is being sent and additionally received is encoded and anchored from the outside world. And besides, VPNs can be utilized to gain admittance to organized assets when not physically on a similar landline or local area network, or as a technique for anchoring and scrambling interchanges when utilizing an untrusted open system. The other one was he could have like a mobile device management program, and what this does, it enables data processing directors to govern, secure, and implement strategies on all portable devices. MDM is a center segment for business versatility administration, which likewise incorporates portable application administration, identity and access administration, and venture documents when sharing and linking files, while at the same time ensuring the safety of the corporate system by upgrading the usefulness and security of portable devices inside the undertaking. And the last one was the office manager enters patient information. You can encode all electronic data by utilizing the National Institute of Standards and Technology, and on the off chance that the decoded gadget or a bit of information is stolen or lost, the data cannot be retrieved without an encryption key or code. These are my references, and this is the end of my PowerPoint. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much.